Yeah. Now, can someone tell me what is a component?
Basic building block.
Okay. And how many files it contains?
3 files.
What are those?
HTML,
Okay.
CSS,
CSS.
TS.
Okay. HTML, CSS, and TS.
Yes.
And whenever any component is created, where we should declare that component?
Modules.
Modules. And how can we tell that this is a component file?
File name.
While writing that file, how will you tell that this is a component file?
Using at the rate.
Name dot component dot HTML.
No. What I said, we use decorators, right?
Yes, yes.
What
There
which
it is.
decorator is used here?
At the rate.
At the rate is just starting of the decorator, okay? I told decorators always starts with at the rate, but at the rate alone is not a decorator. What is the name of the decorator?
At the rate component.
Yes, at the rate of component, decorator is used to tell that this is a component file. And how many parts will be there?
Selector.
Just a moment. Yeah. So how many?
Selector.
Yeah, selector. And then,
Template URL.
okay,
Style
URL.
URL.
okay. Selector, template URL, and style URL.
Style URL.
What will be given in the template? What we will give for the selector? Sorry. We'll just
Selector we
Unique component name.
text
Unique
HTML.
name.
unique
Component
name.
name.
Wait a minute. Yeah, one unique name. Suppose if you are creating, for example, my component, okay, or my app component, then selector what we will give? My app, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And the template URL will be which file?
HTML.
Yes, my app dot component dot HTML file, correct? What will be the style URL?
CSS.
And how it will be like? It will start with square braces because we can apply any number of style URLs files. That's why we will be using this arrow rotation, correct?
Yes.
You will give this thing and dot slash to indicate the current directory file, and you will give my app dot component
Component
dot CSS.
CSS.
And how will you start a class? So just
Export
now we
class.
have created the component. We have declared what and all. Okay. Now we have to create the class file. How we will we do that?
Import and export class.
Yeah, you will give something called export so that this component can be imported everywhere in the application, correct? So you will
Yes.
just give export, and then what is the keyword?
Class.
Yeah,
Class.
we are creating a class file, right? So we will give class and the name of
My
the
app
file.
component.
Yeah, my app, my app,
Component.
my app component. So you need to follow, suppose starting capital letter will be there, okay? After hyphen capital letter will be there, after hyphen capital letter, okay? So my app component, got it? And we will be creating the class. How to create a variable?
Name by giving its name there.
Name.
Okay, and
Colon.
colon
It's type
type.
string.
Suppose if it is string, and we can give it as a string value. And how
String
can we
value.
assign the value to it?
We can give any name
Something, any name.
according to our wish.
You can assign any value to this name. Okay, understood till now, till this concept? And
Yes.
whenever
Yes.
any component is created, what we should do? We should declare it in modules file. Am I
Modules.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can also start coding along with me. You can open the start this URL and you can try it on yourself. Okay. Suppose if you are stuck in this class itself, you can directly ask me. Is it fine, everyone? Shall I
Okay.
share the URL?
Yes.
Okay. Let me know if everybody has opened it. Okay.
Open now.
Yeah. Now what I'll tell, we'll create one folder in this app component. Okay. So the first icon you will see here, right? This is for creating the file. The first icon you see here is for creating a file. And the second icon you see here is creating the folder. Okay. Understood? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay. Now let me just create one folder. Okay, just click on it. I am creating start app. Okay, I just created this folder. Any doubts, anyone? You are also doing along with me, right? Sorry. You are also doing along with me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to create three files. One is start app dot component dot ts file. Okay. And another file is start app dot component dot html file. Okay. And another file is start app dot component dot css file. Have you people created these three files? Shall I wait for a minute?
Once, can you repeat it again?
Yeah, so I have created this folder start app inside app. Okay. So for this start app, I have created three files. Start app dot component dot html file, start app dot component dot ts file, start app dot component dot css file. We said three files will be there for a component, right?
Yes.
Okay. Created?
No.
Okay.
One.
Do. Just a moment.
Anusha. Hello. Anusha.
Created the file, right?
Anusha,
Yes. Able to
bit
hear me?
confused. I'm a bit confused to how to create those inner files. How?
Okay. Just share your screen. I'm just stopping my share. Okay. Yeah, you can share your screen. Okay, what I told. I told you to first create the folder, right?
Yes. Create. Here.
You have created the start app.component.ts.
Yes.
This okay. Just give me an access, okay?
Okay.
Requesting, just accept it.
Yes.
Okay. So what I told first, you need to create the folder.
Okay.
Okay. Now what you will do, you will select just app folder. Okay. In that, the first icon is for creating the folder. Sorry, first icon is for creating the file and second icon is for creating the folder. So you need to click on the second folder. Okay, second icon. Now you will get start app. Okay.
Okay.
In this, okay, you need to create 3 files. Okay. So for creating the file, which icon you will choose?
That,
Second icon is for creating folder. Okay. The first icon is for creating the files. So which icon you will choose?
creating files icon.
First icon you will choose. Am I correct? So you
Yes.
will do start app dot component dot ts. Okay. Next, start app dot component dot html. Okay. And the third file, start app dot component dot css file. Is it fine?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do it in my system so that you can do in your system. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stop your sharing. Everybody understood, right?
Yes.
Now you can check. So now what we need to do? So we have created this component file. How to tell that this component is a component file?
component.
Yes, component decorator. You will just give component. Okay. So you can see it should be imported from Angular core. Okay. I don't know why automatic import is not happening here, but automatic import will happen. Okay. And what are the three things in this?
HTML
Select.
selector.
Selector.
I can give it
Selector.
as, since I have mentioned, I have give it as start app.
Start
Okay.
app.
Then what is the another one? Template URL.
Template URL.
Okay. Template URL will be dot slash start app
Start
dot
dot
component
component
dot
dot HTML.
HTML file. Okay. Then what are the third one?
Style URL.
Style URLs. Okay. Which will be dot slash
Start app
dot
component dot
CSS.
CSS file. Okay, very good. Then how will we create the file?
class. Import and export class.
Export class. Okay, what is the class name? Start app
Start app.
component. Okay. Any doubts still here? So
No.
this automatic import is not happening. No, just copy the import from here. Okay. Now what I told, whenever any component is created, what we need to do?
Mod modules.
Yeah, we need to declare it in the module. Okay. So which is the module here? Module file will be module.ts. App.module.ts. So you can see the declarations block here, right? So you need to declare your start component here. Okay. Give a comma. Okay. And do the import. Understood?
Yes.
Done till now?
How we declared in model? Tell me.
What?
How we declared in model? Where it declared in model?
So declare is already, module is already there. So you have something called declarations in the module. In that you need to mention.
Yeah. In declarations.
Yes, in declarations.
Yes, understood.
Any doubts till now?
No.
Okay. Now how to create a variable?
Name.
Name. Okay. I'll specify it as a string.
String.
Okay. And I will assign just some value. Okay.
Start.
Whenever we are assigning, some people follow it and some people do not follow it. In some projects, people will follow a strict rules, and in some projects they do not follow. Okay. So we can name this variable as public or private keyword. We can attach one public or one private keyword before it. I will just tell the difference. Okay. If we mention it as public, okay, which means that this name is also accessible in our HTML. Outside of this file, outside of this TS file, if you want to access the name variable, then you need to declare it with public. Got it?
Yes.
Suppose if you want this name only to be inside of this start app component and this should not be used by any other files, then you will use something called private. Any doubts till now? Okay. Now I will tell about what is interpolation. Okay. Now, suppose I have one H1 component, H1 heading. Okay. And in this, I will just mention okay. Now we can give it two ways, right? We can directly declare our string. Am I correct? Start
Yes.
app component. So
Yes.
in order to we didn't we didn't use this selector anywhere. That's why it will not work. Okay. So what I am doing, I will just use it in app component HTML. Okay, as a custom HTML tag. I will just tell how this app component is the starting component and how it's working also. Okay, for just place the start app component in the app component, so you will be able to see your HTML. Okay, done till now? Understood till now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now suppose if you want to access your name variable outside of this to your HTML file, you can either declare it with public, okay, or if you don't declare this with any keyword, public or private, by default it is public. Any doubts, anyone?
No.
So there are two ways to give a keyword for the variables I told, right? One is private and one is public. Private is whenever you want to use in the same file and the other files shouldn't use it. Then you will place the keyword private before that variable. Suppose if you give it public, which means that it is accessible to the all the files. Even if you do not specify any keyword, by default, the name is public. Any doubt? Understood? Didn't understand?
Once again, repeat, ma'am.
Yeah. So what I am telling, if you give public or if you don't provide any keyword, this name is accessible outside of these files I am telling. Understood?
Okay.
So
I see.
how to access the variables in this HTML file is, we use a concept called string interpolation. Interpolation. Okay. String interpolation, which means suppose you can specify your heading, okay, and you can give double curly braces, okay, and you can specify the name here. It is called string interpolation. Any doubts?
No.
Okay. Suppose if you change it to name Anusha, okay, you can see it's changed.
Yes.
Okay, this is called string interpolation. They will ask you in the interviews, what is string interpolation? Okay, you can just tell like, you can declare a variable in the TS file and you can access it in the HTML file using double curly braces. Okay, this is known as string interpolation. Any doubts? Anyone till now?
No.
Okay. Now I'll tell you actually what is this app module file. How a module file. Okay. Suppose whenever we create any file, okay, for a module file, we will save it with .module.ts. Okay. And it's a single file. Like any other components, like you will be using decorators for any file you have created in your application. Okay. So to tell that this file is a module file, you will use the decorator at the rate of ng module decorator. Any doubt? To tell that this file is a module file, you will be using something called at the rate of ng module decorator.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Okay.
so what we need to give in this at the rate of ng module is, we have imports. Okay. In the imports, we have imports. we as well have exports, okay, and we have declarations. We have declarations, okay, and we have one thing called Bootstrap. If it is a root app, it is a root module, right? I have told you. App module is
Yes.
a root module which is automatically created by the Angular application, okay? It will contain the additional thing called Bootstrap, okay? And as I told you, we need to define this module with a class, okay? You will write export class and the module name. Understanding, right?
Yes.
Now I'll tell you what are these imports, exports, and declarations. Okay. Declarations you will use for whenever any component is created, you need to declare in modules. Okay. For that purpose, you will be using the declarations block. Okay. And imports. Root module will always import this browser module, and it is provided by the Angular. Okay, so every root module will include the browser module, whereas other modules will be there. No, it will not import this browser module. It will import one module called common module. So in order for the application to run, so this browser module, what will do? It will create an environment for this application to run. That's the only thing. Any doubts, anyone till now? Okay. Just a minute. Hello. Any doubts till now? I will just show one sample project to you, okay? My previous company project, okay? I'll just show it to you. So we have this app component, am I correct? This
Yes.
app folder. So in this,
Yes.
you see, if you see, the root component will be app component, okay? That I'll show you. This is the app component, okay? Any
Yes.
doubts? So we have something called app.module.ts. I told it's the root component, right? So it will import browser module always. Okay. Any doubts till now? So root modules always import something called browser module. Okay. And this browser module is provided by Angular itself. If you can see, at the rate of Angular platform browser, you can just auto import it. Okay. Got the point? And if we have created any services or any pipes, we will have one more block called providers. In that providers, we will declare all our services and the pipes created in this application. Okay. And the bootstrap is the starting component, which is the app component. Any doubts till now? Now I said there will be hundreds of modules in an application, right? This is only the starting module, okay? I will show you the another modules, okay? Uh, so you can see something called AIP detail.modules file, right? So if I have created any file, what should I do? I should declare it with at the rate of
ng module.
module decorator, and there will be what are the things: imports, exports, declarations, and providers. Correct? I told you, right?
Yes.
Imports.
Yes.
There can be exports or not. Okay. But
Yes.
definitely there will be imports, declarations provided.
Declaration.
Okay. In case of app module, we have imported the browser module. But in case of this common modules, no, or featured modules, we will import one module called common module. Okay. So by this term, we will understand that it is not a root model. Okay. Any module which imports the browser module is the root module. And there can be only one root module in the entire application. Understood or any doubts? Understood?
Yes.
Okay. So you understood this file right now?
Yes.
Okay. Now I will tell you how the Angular application is started. Okay. So as I told, every Angular application consists of one main file, okay, which is the angular.json file. In this file, we will get to know what is the start component, okay. If you can see these two options, okay, index and main, okay. These two files contains the main component, which is the starting of the application, okay. Any doubts till now? So they will ask you how an Angular application will start working or running. You need to tell, right? Every Angular application consists of a file called angular.json. If you want to know the build configurations, okay, we need to look at the index and the main. So for the index.html file will be there. For main.ts file will be there. So you need to check what's happening in these files, okay? So if you go to main.ts file, you can see platform browser dynamic bootstrap module app module. So what it is telling, right? It is telling app module is the starting module of this application. Any doubt, anyone? So these file will be auto created by the Angular application. You need not to create it. Okay, and by default, even start app component will be created by Angular application. Any doubts still here? So
Can
bootstrapping,
you
yeah. So every Angular
please
application,
repeat again, ma'am?
yeah, every Angular application consists of a file called angular.json file. Okay, till here you understood, right?
Yes, ma'am.
In to know which is the starting module and you need to know which is the starting module. Okay, from the starting module only you will get to know what is the starting app. Okay, for that, in order to know that, you need to look at one section called build section here. Okay, in the build section there will be some two parameters here. One is index and one is main. So these files tell us what is the starting application.
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
and here the starting application is the starting of the application file is main, right? Which is main.ts file here. Okay, if you go
Yes.
to the main.ts file and check it, some piece of code is written here, right? Platform browser dynamic dot bootstrap module. Bootstrap meaning is that starting module. Okay, bootstrapping module meaning is that which is the starting of the module, and we are telling that it's a app module. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
You need not to remember any syntax in this file because this file will be auto generated. Okay, and you need to know, suppose if I given the different module name, okay, start module, then what will be the starting module of this entire application?
Bootstrap.
What is the starting module of this entire application? Start module, right? I have given start module here, right?
Yes, yes.
So by default, the Angular application creates app module is the default module.
Okay.
Is it fine, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now we will go to, so we know that app module is the starting module. Okay. We will just go to this module and we will check one parameter called bootstrap. Okay. In the bootstrap, they have mentioned app component. By this, we understood that app component is the main component of this application. And even in the index.html, okay, we said app component is the main component, right? You can see my app selector got pasted in the index.html. Understood?
Yes.
Yeah. Now can someone repeat it? Or shall I repeat it again?
We only repeat, ma'am.
Okay. Now what I told, every Angular application consists of a file called angular.json file.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the angular.json file, to know starting of the application, we contain one section called, which is section? Build section.
In-
Correct?
Yes.
In the build
Yes.
section, these two parameters, index and main,
And
tell
main.
index and main tell us which are the starting parts of the application. Okay. We will go to
Yes.
just main.ts file. It's mentioned in src folder. We have main.ts file. That main.ts file is the starting. So this is the src folder, correct? In this folder,
Yes.
main.ts file is the starting file. Okay. So we'll go to
Yes.
this file. In this file, you see something called bootstrap module. Bootstrap meaning is that it's the starting module.
Starting module.
Okay. Starting module, we have given it as app module. Okay. So by this, we understand that app module is the starting module of this application.
Yes.
Got it? So we
Yes.
will now go to app module and we will check. We will check one parameter called bootstrap. As I told, bootstrap means starting, correct?
Starting.
So start
Yes.
with app component. Okay. And even in the index, so if you go to the app component and check what is the selector here, my app.
My app.
This is also known as what? Custom HTML tag. So this my app, you will use it as a HTML tag. Correct? Any
Yes.
doubt?
No.
Oh, that's why this is the reason, okay? This is the reason whatever is there in the app component.html is getting rendered here. Okay, you have given
Okay.
h1, sorry, you have given in the app component what you have, see start editing to see some magic happens. Okay, and I have used my start component here. That's why all the content of the start component also getting visible in the app component.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay. Now can someone tell me how this application is working? Anyone? If you people haven't understood, I am happy to repeat it again.
Working.
Shilpa, can you try?
Understood.
Shilpa, can you try explaining? Shilpa? Anita, can you explain?
No, ma'am.
Yeah.
Every Angular application consists of angular.json file.
Okay.
And to know which is the starting module, we check the build section. In
Okay.
that, two parameters are there, index and the main.
Okay.
When we go to the main.ts file,
Okay.
we see that in platform browser
Something
dynamic
bootstrapping module.
bootstrapping module, which is the starting module.
Okay. Bootstrap module, which is the starting module.
Starting
This
module.
app module.
App module is the default module, and it is also the starting module.
Correct. Correct. And if you go to the app module and check,
App,
you should go to the
App.
app
app
Yeah.
module. And
in that
in my app will reflect.
there will be one thing called bootstrap. Okay.
Yes,
In
it
bootstrap,
is
we
the
will be giving the app component,
app component.
which is the starting of the
Starting of the
Angular
app
application.
module, Angular application. Yes.
Starting component of the Angular applications. Any doubt, anyone? And you will also specify the index.html, which is your
Index.html.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's the starting of your application. Otherwise, this application will not work. You can see it, right? You need to
Yes,
write
ma'am.
the custom HTML tag specified in app component.ts file.
TS file.
Okay. Now, what is string interpolation? What is string
We can
interpolation? Yeah.
we can declare a variable in TS file using double braces.
No.
And
we
access
can-
it in HTML file. We can access it in HTML file.
HTML file.
You can declare a variable in the TS file, and you can access this variable in the HTML file using double curly braces, and this is
Yes.
known as string interpolation.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Suppose to show you about the private thing, okay, I will create one keyword private, and I will just specify age, okay. And what is the type of age?
It's number.
Will be
Number.
number, right?
Number.
Yes.
And you will give some default value, some value.
20.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, if you try to access this in the HTML file, no, you will not see it's getting rendered. Okay. So it won't happen. Okay, I don't know, this ID is not working fine, I guess. But when you are running the build, right, it will give you an error. So to start off the application in terminal, you need to start your application. That setup I'll make you to do on Monday. Okay. So generally
Okay.
it won't work if you give a private keyword. You cannot access it outside of this file. Okay.
Okay.
Then, and this start component, if you remember here, this custom HTML tag, what is it also known as? I said one word.
Directives.
This custom HTML tag is also known as directive.
Directives.
And this custom HTML tag I have used in the app component. Am I correct? That's why you are able to
Yes.
see this starting component and Anusha, right? These two things. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
So now
Yes,
app
ma'am.
component is the parent component. The start app is the child component. Any doubts till now? So the component,
Once again.
yeah, the component, it contains another component. Okay. So we have placed one component in another component, right? This component is known as child component, and this app component is called parent component.
Okay.
Okay. Start component, we have placed it in app component, right? That's why, so it's just a part of this app component. Am I correct?
Yes.
So this start component is called child component.
Child
Okay.
component.
And this app component is called parent component.
Parent.
Any doubts till now?
No.
Okay. Okay. And yeah. You can have summary, or shall I proceed ahead and tell few more points? We can stop the class or we can proceed to have some more.
Proceed. No.
Okay. Okay. Now we can even send data from the parent component to this child component. Okay. We can even send some input from the parent component, okay, to this parent component to this child component. Okay, they will ask you in the interviews how to send the data from child parent to child, how to communicate between the child and the parent components. Okay, you can use something like, suppose I will create one unique name property here. Okay, one variable. Parent data. Okay, and what is the type of it? String. Okay, and I will assign some value. I am coming from parent component. Is it fine, everyone? You understood this variable, right? I just
Yes.
created one variable in the app component, which is parent data and its string, and I have assigned some default value. I am coming from parent component. You can send this variable to the start app component, which is the child component. For that, what you need to do, okay, you can just specify uh, array format like braces, and you can give whatever name you want, okay, like data, for example, and you can assign your parent data to it. So what's happening in the child component, we need to access the parent data using the data variable. Understood? Any doubts? Or you can give anything, my data, or just the data, anything. Understood till now?
Yes.
Okay. In the child component, you need to access this data, I told, correct, right? So
Yes.
it's a variable. You will directly create it as data. Okay. Now you need to tell it is coming as an input to your child component, right? Am I correct? It is coming as an input, right? So you need to tell that it's an input data received from parent. Okay. For that, you will be using some decorator called at the rate of input decorator. Any doubts?
No.
Okay. You will be using something called at the rate of input decorator. Okay. And now you can access this data. How to access this data in the HTML? How to access it? I told you, right?
String.
Interpolation.
String interpolation.
Yeah. You can just specify one H1. Okay. And in the double curly braces, you can just specify data. Understood?
Yes.
So what I have done here, I am just passing some data from app component to child component. For that, what I have done, I have created one variable which is called parent data, and I assign some string value to it. Okay. In the HTML, wherever I am using my child tag, okay, I specified one attribute called data, and I have assigned my data whatever I want to send it. Okay. For example, you can even send the name to it. Okay. Now, if you check, name will be there, Angular. If you see name variable, right?
Yes.
So name you can check. This is just accessing. This name is for just accessing. How you want to access in your child component. Okay. So just
Hmm.
data you will specify. Suppose if you can give any other name, whatever you want. Just like we will be creating variables, right? Like that. Okay. Understood, right? Now
Hmm.
you can access
Yes.
this in the child component. So since this is coming as an input to your component, you will specify it at the rate of input decorator. Any doubts till now?
No.
And using string interpolation, you can display it in your HTML.
Yes.
Okay. No doubts, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And this decorator is also known as property decorator. So this is property, right? One variable. So this is also known as property decorator. So here this component one wala is known as component decorator. Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Just practice this and come for the next class. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Any doubts, anyone? Anyone want to give a summary? Or shall I give the summary of this class? No need? Just tell something, no?
Just give summary of
Okay. So I will ask the questions, you people will tell. What is a component?
What?
What is a component?
It's a
basic
basic building block.
How many files it contains?
Three files.
files.
What are those 3 files?
HTML, CSS, TS.
How will you tell that it's a component file?
By using the @ component decorator.
Yes. And what are the 3 things you will mention in @ of component decorator?
Selector,
Style.
template
Style.
URL, style URL.
Okay. What is the selector value is also known as?
Directive.
Directives.
Custom HTML tag, which is also known as directive.
Directives.
How will you write a class for the component?
Export class dot class name.
Export
Dic-
class and the component name.
Component.
Whenever any component is created, what you need to do?
We have to declare it in module.
Module.
Okay. And how you will, if you have created any module, how will you declare it? How will you know that it's a module
Import
file?
and export. Import export.
How will you know it's a component file, and how will you know this file is a module file? Decorators, right?
Yes, yes.
Decorators. Yeah. What is the decorator being used in the module?
@ module decorator.
@ module decorator. So if you have created any if you have created any component, in which of these you will place your component?
Bootstrap.
Declaration.
Declaration.
Declarations.
Yeah. And what is the bootstrap meaning here?
Starting module.
Starting component. This is a
Starting
module, right?
component.
Starting component.
Yes.
And how many root modules can an Angular application can have?
Only one root.
Only one.
And so what, so how will you identify that that module is a root module? How will you identify that this module is a root module? It imports something called browser module, whereas other module imports what? Common module. I showed you, right? Understood or not? Root module imports what? How will you tell that this module is a root module?
By using import.
Can you repeat it?
By using import that component name.
By importing browser module, he will tell that this module is the root module. Okay. Whereas other modules import common module.
Common modules.
Okay. And how will you know that which is the starting component of your application?
By going
How will you
app
know that
angular.json.
JSON file.
every Angular
Angular.json file.
It consists of angular.json file.
Okay. Okay.
Where you should
In the build section, it have
In the
two
build
parameters, index and main.
Okay. Okay. Then in the
Then we will
main.ts file, what will be there?
starting
Module, starting
Start
component.
module.
Starting module it will contain. What is that? It's termed as bootstrap module. Correct?
Bootstrap module.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is the app module, right?
App module. Yes.
Yeah. How will you check the starting component?
Main.
Yeah, in the
main.ts.
app
Main.ts.
module, in the app module, you will go and here there will be one parameter called bootstrap, which
Bootstrap.
is the starting component.
Starting component.
And also index.html specifies the custom
Custom.
tag. Okay, custom HTML tag. Got it right?
Yes.
Okay. And how to pass? What is string interpolation?
Declaring a variable in TS file.
Okay.
And accessing it.
Accessing in HTML file.
Using
HTML file. Double curly
Double
braces.
curly braces.
using double curly braces is known as string interpolation. Double curly braces is the main part here. Okay. And how to pass data from parent component to child component?
@input decorator.
Yeah. First you will say, you will create one variable in the parent component, and in the HTML file, wherever the child component is child tag is used, in that, in the square brackets, you will send the data, whatever you want to send the data, you will just assign it. And this data, you will be accessing it in the child component using @input decorator. Correct?
Yes.
So this @input decorator is also known as
Property
decorator.
Property decorators.
Okay. So that's it for today's class. Practice this today, okay, in this site. And in a Monday, we will be setting up our project, okay? We'll just set up in our local and we will work on it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.